Don't rehearse a way to say the lines. Let that come from your total understanding of what the lines actually mean to you in the dynamic, all the things in the dynamic. When it comes to what everything means, you've got to look at all of the nouns and pronouns on the page, and you got to know what they mean. But if you go with your initial instinctive response or that you draw from pop culture, you're not giving yourself the time and the space to understand what it could potentially mean for your version of the character. Understand the meaning of all of the nouns and pronouns on the page. If there's a word there that you don't understand and you don't know what it means by the time you come to class, you're shortchanging yourself. The tremendous amount of research that goes into creating a role. That research, only the surface of it is scratched by what I've talked about so far. The understanding of all the nouns, that's actually quite deep, and that you should take time with. Then you look at all of the thoughts on the page. Well, what do these thoughts actually really truly mean? If you were to put it in your words, how would you say it? And feel what that feels like. And then you put it back into the words, specifically the words of the way the character is written. You also have to practice what the other person means to you through the character. So you're not just picking a choice of what they wrote in the script. Who are these real people to you in your real life? You've also got to work on objective. You've got to be clear on what it is. Like right now, my objective is to make sure you've got a good set of tools to practice at home. I'm going to elucidate as succinctly as I can what are the major areas that you got to cover. So the verbs would be to elucidate while I coach. It's kind of what I'm doing the whole time. It's a verb. It's called elucidate. It leads me towards my objective of giving you the right tools. And it's interesting that I'm talking about objective while we're doing it. Be very clear on the objective. Don't give yourself a break. An objective is not sharing information. That's not what I'm doing right now. I'm coaching, I'm teaching, I'm also mentoring, and I'm nurturing, and I'm guiding. And within it all, I need to succinctly elucidate the thoughts. These are powerful verbs that go far beyond I'm talking to you. The environment. Practice what your environment is. Get clear on it. Get clear on where people are in your environment. What's the actual entrance to the moment? In other words, viscerally. I don't just mean that kind of entrance. I mean that kind of entrance, where I really get present with you. Just me talking to you. Be clear on your inner dialogue. It's clear that I have an inner dialogue going on while I'm talking to you because I know I've got to cover these areas properly and thinking through what they all mean to you. And then be clear on what happens as a result of the experience that the character just went through. Like, what's the result at the end of this? So I'm coming to the conclusion and the end of this right now. And so there's going to be a moment where I stop talking, and that's what I mean about the exit.